Need some coins for that God Squad you've always wanted? Check out rockbottomcoins.com for the cheapest and fastest coins anywhere. Use code Zirksee for 15% off your order. And if you guys want to compete in tournaments for cash prizes, make sure to check out tourneycrypt.com.
The whole thing wobbin'.
What's going on, guys? It's Zirksee coming at you today with another YouTube video. Today, I'm going to be going over my predictions for the MUT Heroes promo. Now, of course, if you don't know what the MUT Heroes promo is, basically, it's going to be one player from every single team that gets an upgrade. Someone that really embodies that team and what they're all about. Now, of course, if you want to go more in depth, I did make an entire video a couple days ago going over exactly what the MUT Heroes promo will be about. Now, of course, last year it came out October 1st. I'm expecting it to come out a little bit sooner this year, maybe like the final week of September or the third week of September. So I figured you guys would probably want to see this video again. This video is pre-recorded, so more than likely I don't have power right now because of the hurricane. So if you don't see me replying to your comments, that's why. But also, I should mention that I'm probably not going to be 100% correct with all these predictions. Obviously, more cards will come out, and also, I believe it's 16 offense, 16 defense. I don't exactly have 16 offense and defense, and some of the teams were actually pretty hard for me to pick a player, but usually they go with a core elite player, but there's actually some teams that don't have a single core elite on them. Now, anyways. So that being said, let's get into the video. So for the Cardinals, I am going to go with Patrick Peterson. Now, I feel like this is a good way for Pat Pete to actually get an upgrade now, because as you guys know, he is actually suspended for, I believe, the first 4 games, maybe it's 6 games. I know he's suspended for the beginning of the season, so you probably won't end up getting a Team of the Week upgrade, obviously. I think he could potentially get the MUT Heroes. He has got it in years past, and everyone would love to have a Patrick Peterson MUT Hero because he'd be one of the fastest cornerbacks in the game, if not the fastest. Next up, I'm going with the Falcons, and I'm going to go with Deion Jones, who, of course, has 81 speed and 82 acceleration. I also should mention that I believe MUT Heroes this year will probably be ranging in overalls again, maybe from 89 to 91, maybe from 89 to 92, 90 to 92. I don't exactly know what overalls EA plans to do, but usually they range in overalls, so these players could be 89s, 90s, 91, 92s. I'm not exactly sure, so keep that in mind. But I think the Falcons could very well be Deion Jones. True Fun Hardy is an upgrade. Julio Jones has an 86. Matt Ryan maybe. Devonta Freeman is also another possibility. But I think it could pretty much be Deion Jones, and a lot of people would be very happy. Now, the Ravens are honestly a very hard team because they have a lot of base elites, and they also have players like Lamar Jackson, who doesn't have a base elite, who could potentially get it, but I don't think so. Tony Jefferson, Jimmy Smith, Marlon Humphrey, there's Ronnie Stanley over here, there's, of course, Brandon Williams, who already has an upgrade. Mark Ingram has the theme builder card for the team. There's Yanu, who has a heavyweight, there's the fullback, who has a heavyweight. Michael Pierce, I believe, has a card, and Earl Thomas as well has a card. So I'm actually going to go with... surprise, surprise, I'm actually going to go with Marlon Humphrey. I think you can potentially get this card. 83 speed, 84 excel, and 80 overall. At 6 feet tall, I personally would like to see Humphrey get the card. Now, as for the Bills, there's literally only 2 core elites in the entire team. That's Tre'Davious White and Micah Hyde. And Hyde has the theme builder. So, just off that, I am going to go with Tre'Davious White. Could it be someone on the offense side of the ball? Maybe. I mean, Josh Allen, Cole Beasley, I really don't know. I think the Bills are kind of one of those teams that don't really have a lot of options here. I think it could be Tre'Davious White. Let me know down below. Now, as for the Panthers, I don't know about you guys, but I would love to see a Cam Newton. We don't really have that big, trucking, running QB right now. I mean, we have Steve Young. That's about it. I mean, we have Andrew Luck as well, but he's not really a trucking quarterback like Cam Newton would be. Which also, if Cam Newton is that glitchy and he's allowed to get Bruiser, which I don't know if he is, but if Cam can get Bruiser, that's going to be a GG. Now, as for the Bears, is another team where there's a lot of elites they could go with, and obviously the main focus of the Bears is their defense. So, I took a look at the elites. I think it could be between Akeem Hicks and Kyle Fuller. I'm kind of undecided on it. I'm kind of leaning more towards Fuller here, but I want you guys' opinions to say who you think could be. Obviously, can't be Mac. Eddie Jackson already has an upgrade as well. Kyle Fuller, Cohen has the theme builder. Allen Robinson could potentially. Eddie Goldman, I think Goldman actually might have an elite already, but I don't believe that Akeem Hicks actually already has an upgrade. As for the Bengals, AJ Green, of course, is injured right now, and I believe they have him expected to come back like week 7 or week 8, somewhere around there. So I think this would be a perfect time for AJ Green to go ahead and get his upgrade right now at an 83 overall, jumping him up to maybe 90, and be a great possession catch, and also jump ball receiver. It's 6'4", 85 spec catch, 87 jumping. Get on to 90 overall. He's going to be above 90 jumping, probably above 90 spectacular catch, and maybe, just maybe, the best jump ball receiver in the game. Now, as for the Browns, I think it has to be Denzel Ward. There's really not a lot of other positions they could go with. Baker already has the 86 overall card. OBJ has an 86. Myles Garrett has an 86 overall theme builder as well. Nick Chubb has an upgrade. I think it basically has to be Denzel Ward. Now, as for the Cowboys, I'm basically down to 2 players. In my opinion, Jalen Smith would be an awesome middle linebacker user to have. Or I think they could potentially go with him, but really, I don't know if they will. It's a bit of a stretch. But I'd love to see Zeke. As a Cowboys fan, I would love to see a mud hero Zeke. I feel like there's a lot of different places they could go. They could go with Zeke. They could go with Byron, Tyron Smith. Personally, I want to see Zeke. As for the Broncos, they really don't have a lot of players to choose from here either. And I'm going to go with Chris Harris. He only has an 84 overall card. Besides him, there's Emmanuel Sanders. Lindsey has an upgrade already. And then there's Kareem Jackson, which I really doubt Kareem Jackson. So I'm going to go with Chris Harris. Now, here's where things start to get a little bit tricky with teams. You know, I know Slattery has an 83, and of course he has that theme builder, but I think it's more than likely going to be Darius Slay. As you guys can see, Trey Flowers just got a much superstar upgrade, an 84 overall. Damon Harrison, possibly, but he has that 86 overall card, and Marvin Jones also has a flashback as well, so really, I'm not too positive on the Lions, but I think it probably would be Darius Slay unless they want to go with the gold and go with Stafford. As for the Packers, I'm going with Aaron Rodgers, only as an 83 overall card, which a lot of people were very upset at the beginning of this year. But Aaron Rodgers, 83 overall, 85 throw power, 84 short. You guys already know if he gets an upgrade, he is going to be one of the most accurate QBs in the game. And he's actually got some pretty solid speed, so maybe you have like 75, 76 speed on there as well. Be pretty dang good. Now again, this is another team where this is pretty tough. Justin Reed has an 80 overall. Lamar Miller has an 80. We also, of course, have down here, Deshaun Watson, who just got an 85 overall team of the week. Brandon Brooks has a flashback over here, so he's on the Eagles. Clowney just got traded. Then there's J.J. Watt and DeAndre Hopkins. So I think it has to be J.J. Watt. He's an 87 overall card, unless they want to go with Justin Reed. I don't think they'll go with Hopkins because he already has an 88. I think the most logical pick here would be J.J. Watt, surprisingly. Now, I think with this one, we're basically down to 2 players with the Colts. You could say 3, maybe add T.Y. Hilton. I don't think so. I personally think it's going to be Darius Leonard, who only has an 82 overall card, I believe. Or it could, in fact, be their all-pro left guard, Quentin Nelson. So I think it's going to be Quentin Nelson or Darius Leonard for the Colts. Now to the Jags. I'm going to go with Calais Campbell. I don't really think there's a lot of places they could go with this. Maybe Campbell. Talvin Smith, I believe, doesn't have an upgrade yet. So I personally think it is going to be Calais Campbell, though. 85 overall card already. Could be pretty good. Now, as for the Chiefs, I think this was a pretty tough pick. There's a lot of really good lower guys they could go with, like Tyrann Mathieu, Kendall Fuller. But personally, I still think they're going to go offense with this one. And to me, it makes the most sense for them to go ahead and do Travis Kelce. Why not give us another good tight end? We have Travis Kelce. There's Zach Ertz, who already has an upgrade now. There's Kittle has the 86 overall card as well. Travis Kelce only has the 86 overall correlate. I think it could potentially be Kelce. Now, as for the Chargers, this is the perfect scenario to get Derwin James an upgrade. You guys already know he is injured. He's on IR. He's not coming back till at least like week 8 or week 9, I believe. So, Derwin James, mud hero, I would love to see it. I know you guys probably love to see it as well. 81 hip out, 81 speed, 6'2", on just an 81 overall card. I love Derwin James card, especially later in the year when he gets those 96, 97 overall cards. He's going to be so insane. I'd love to see a mud hero. As for the Eagles, this is another really tough one. Deshaun Jackson has a flashback. Alshon Jeffrey has a mud superstar. Jason Peters, I don't believe Peters actually has an upgrade yet, so it very well could be Peters. Kelce, I believe, doesn't have an upgrade either, so Kelce as well could potentially be one. I think this is a really tough pick here, so really, in my opinion, I think it's down to probably Brandon Graham, who yes now has an 86, Jason Peters, or Kelce. So like I was saying about those teams not having any correlates, right? Well, the Dolphins don't have any correlates now. They have Kenny Stills and Laramie Tunsil, who they just traded. So, yeah, literally their only correlate they actually have would be Jadeveon Clowney, who they just traded for, who I don't think is going to get this. So, in my opinion, I believe that the actual Dolphins at Mud here anyways, will actually be Howard. I think it's going to be Xavier Howard. I believe it's Xavier, right? Not Xavier Howard. Yeah, Xavier Howard. I think he'll probably be the Mud hero. He has a 79. Close enough. As for the Vikings, you got to give it to one of these stud receivers, either Thielen or Stephon Diggs, and Diggs only has an 84, while Thielen, of course, has the 85 overall card, so I think they go with the lower overall receiver, and it gives Stephon Diggs probably a 90. As for the Patriots, there's a lot of base leagues they could go with here as well. I mean, Jason McCourty has an upgrade. Michael Bennett, I don't believe has an upgrade, but I don't see him getting it. Joe Tooney, Donta Hightower, low-key is a sleeper for this one, in my personal opinion. David Andrews as well. But I think it's probably going to end up being Shaq Mason, giving us a right guard mud hero. I could see Shaq Mason. Now, as for the Saints, I think it makes perfect sense to go ahead and do Alvin Kamara. Obviously, you guys already know everyone that has an upgrade in the Saints. We already have ourselves a new Michael Thomas, 88 overall Journey Edition. Also, of course, Cameron Jordan has an upgrade. Drew Brees has an 84 overall base lead. Teron Armstead already has an upgrade. Malcolm Jenkins flashback here. So, I think it could be Brees, but I'm going to go with Kamara. As for the Giants, again, they don't really have a lot of options here. I mean, Jabril Peppers, I don't see it. He's new there. Golden Tate, also new. Kevin Zeitler, also new. So, Saquon Barkley makes perfect sense to me. Saquon Barkley, of course, actually, I think he got the money here last year as well. And, I mean, he's their whole team. Saquon. And by far and away, in my opinion, the Jets' best defensive player, it could be C.J. Mosley they could go with here, but I would love to see Jamal Adams. Kind of like Derwin James. Him and Derwin James are really two of my favorite safeties. And Madden, of course, and Jamal Adams already have powered up, waiting for him to get a new upgrade. I would love to see a mud hero. And again, on to the Raiders. LaMarcus Joyner has an 86 overall theme builder, so I'm not sure about him. We do have Rodney Hudson, but he already has an upgrade as well. And then there is Antonio Brown. Could it be AB? I think possibly, but honestly, for the Raiders, I think this could be the one where they go into the golds and they go with Derek Carr. As for the Rams, it's another team that has a lot of base elites, so this could go a lot of different places. They could go with Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, Brandon Cooks. They could go with maybe even Jared Goff if they want to. My personal opinion, I think they're probably going to go with wide receiver here. And they're probably going to go with Brandon Cooks and give us a speedy wide receiver. Since Cooks already has 86 speed, I could see Brandon Cooks. And as for the Steelers, I'm going to go with TJ Watt, one of their best defensive players, maybe their best defensive player, and of course, probably their best passers as well by far, is TJ Watt, 81 overall, and we don't really have that many great outside linebackers right now. We do have, of course, Khalil Mack, Von Miller. Besides those guys, there's not a lot of great talent there. I'd like to see TJ Watt get an upgrade. On to the 49ers, and again, they have a lot of talent on the defensive side of the ball, but I'm going to go into DeForest Buckner, 81 overall DT. I'm trying to remember if he got one last year, and I think for some reason in my head I'm thinking that he actually was the 49ers mud hero last year, DeForest Buckner. Could they go crazy here and go with Richard Sherman just to give us a Sherman card? I think they potentially could, but more than likely going to be Buckner. As for the Seahawks as well, there's a lot of people that already have upgrades. Russell Wilson has the theme builder card, which he could potentially still get it. We also have, of course, Tyler Lockett, who has an upgrade race. So in my personal opinion, I'm going with Chris Carson. 82 overall, unless they want to go into the golds, maybe give us like Griffin or someone. I could see that. Now, as for the Buccaneers, there's not a lot of base leagues for them to choose. I don't think Ndamukong Suh actually get one. Dotson, I believe, doesn't have an upgrade yet, so we potentially could. But personally, I'd love to see Mike Evans. I want to see these big skill position wide receivers, 6'5", 86 jumping, and Mike Evans is definitely deserving an upgrade. Top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. Now, as for the Titans, they have Jarrell Casey, who already has an upgrade, and then there's Kevin Byard, and Delaney Walker has an upgrade. So, Kevin Byard it is. Now, as for the Redskins, they really don't have a lot of base leagues as well. They have Kerrigan, Trent Williams, Jordan Reed, who has an upgrade, Brandon Sheriff. I think it's going to be Ryan Kerrigan. With that being said, that ends off my list of my MUT Heroes predictions. And I want you guys' opinions. Comment down below. And of course, once I get power back, once I have, my phone that actually works again, because power's going to go out, probably going to die. But, not me, the phone hopefully. But with that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. And if you did, smack the like button, subscribe, and comment. Hopefully, power comes back on pretty soon. I'll see you guys shortly. Get back to your comments as soon as I can. Comment down below, give me your guys' predictions. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time.